8 out of 33 in that ball game. You're not going to beat anybody shooting the basketball like that. So that's the number one thing they got to do is relax and take better shots, perhaps, and then make some of them.
Yeah, and Larned's big guys have to step up in this game. And that was the problem the other night. Larned had the outside shooting going in the first quarter. That was certainly obvious. However, the inside guys never got themselves in a real good scoring position. Nobody really posting up very effectively. And as you said, really poor shooting percentage inside the arc. And a lot of that falls on the big guys for the Indians.
It does. They've got to be more aggressive and demand the ball. You can't just run your plays and expect things to happen. You have to go out, when you're a post player, you got to go out and get that basketball somewhere in that orange area. You got to demand that those guards throw it to you. You got to post up strong so that they can. And our big guys are not doing that, which leaves a little bit of a problem for the point guard, Jamon Hill, because he then has trouble getting the ball to Justin Brattle on the wing because it lets their defenders push out a lot further out when our post players aren't demanding the ball.
Even your post players, they don't have to be scoring 30 points a game down in the block, but they at least have to be a threat. If you're not, if you're not having your post players catch the ball with some regularity around the bucket, the defense doesn't have to honor that. Right. And in fact, did not the other night. When you're playing a triangle in two, you've got three guys in the paint. And Larned went and put Jamon and Justin down in the low block and forced that defender. Basically, they were playing kind of a 2-on-1.
Yeah.
And we still couldn't get any shots.
You've got to take what the defense gives you, and when they're going to do that, they're going to play man-to-man on your two best players. Then someone else got to score, and of course that's what Ellenwood said is, let's see somebody besides Hill and Rattle beat us.
Exactly.
And we didn't do it.
Well, as PA announcer Roy Prescott celebrating his 42nd birthday today, delivers the starting lineups here at Larned Middle School. Here they are for you. First for Ellenwood, they will start a 5'10 senior. Number 2 is Kyle Corbett. At 6'1 and a sophomore, number 15, Kyle Blakesley. At 6'5 and a senior, number 33, Brett Whalen. At 6 feet and a junior, number 43, Cale Clausen. And at 6'3 and a senior, number 50, Ian Gehring. For the Indians, a 6-foot junior, number 3, Jamon Hill. 5'10 junior, number 20, Jarrett Johnson. At 6 feet, a senior, number 24, Justin Brattle. At 6'4 and a senior, number 25, Tyler Gleason. And getting the start tonight, a 6'2 sophomore, number 32, Nolan Allison. Those are your starters here for tonight's ball game. Ellenwood is coached by Shane Duncan, and the Indians coached by Al Troyer. Don't forget to stay up to date on all the latest scores in high school sports. Make sure to check out catchitkansas.com. You can also download a free Catch It app for all iPhone and Android users. Information can be found at catchitkansas.com, our partner for the best in high school sports in Kansas. Larned Indian basketball is brought to you tonight by First State Bank and Trust, Beckwith Mortuary, Car Auction and Real Estate, Farmers Bank and Trust, Frick Veterinary Service, Meyer Deli and Craft, Ralph Baird Motors, Reed Pharmacy, Tabler Furniture, Ward Feed Yard, American State Bank, Duras Ace Hardware, and Progressive Therapy and Sports Medicine. We had a couple of winners in our first game. Gave away a sandwich from Meyer Deli and Crafts, and we gave away $20 from Progressive Therapy and Sports Medicine. Let's see if we can do it again. Be sure to write down the number, 866-967-2623. That's the number to call. And as soon as Larned hits its first three-pointer of the game, or one of the Indians scores 20 points, you be the first caller at that number, and you can win.
They're going to start calling you a big giver, and I know better than that.
Not my money. By the way, can I borrow $5? I'm hungry.
Right. Hamburger time.
Larned with the opening tap as Justin Brattle went up on the opening tap and got it. Jarrett Johnson with the basketball, has it taken away. Not a good way to start for the Indians. First possession and a turnover. Ellenwood with the basketball, man-to-man Larned defense. Here on the near side, Blakesley drives, missed, and a tie-up on the rebound, and that will be Ellenwood basketball. Looks like Blakesley got away with a little shuffle out here on the wing. Ellenwood will inbound underneath.
Pretty aggressive move to the basket, though, for a sophomore.
Corbett will throw it in. Into the corner. Shot off the side of the glass by Whalen is no good, and then a tie-up on the rebound, and we'll go back the other way on the alternate possession. It belongs to the Indians. Ellenwood will go back into half-court defense. They'll pick up man at half-court. Still no score. Larned with his first offensive possession. Turned it over. This is their second possession of the game. Brattle top of the key. Straight up man defense.
Yeah, no box and one, and no...
Here's a shot inside by Justin Brattle, off balance, missed it, got his own rebound. Here's Jarrett Johnson for three, no good, and rebound Eagles.
No trick defenses so far by Ellenwood Eagles.
Corbett brings it down, now slow things down. He's guarded by Brattle. Reverse pivot, now here to the near side. Into the corner to Blakesley. He'll dribble up to the wing, guarded by Hill. Now goes baseline again. Gets double teamed, actually triple teamed down there. They kick it out to Whalen. Hill's jumper from the right side is up and in. 6'5" senior's got a nice outside touch, and he opens the scoring. It's Ellenwood up 2-0. 6:35 to play in the first. Hill with the basketball between the rings. Picks up his dribble now right side to Jarrett Johnson. Jarrett looking inside, can't find anything, so they'll swing it around here to the near side to Brattle. Brattle looking back door for Hill. Nothing open there, so they'll swing it right side now to Nolan Allison. The sophomore looking things over. Nobody really playing defense on him. His defender stays inside. Here's Hill in the paint. Might have got away with a walk. Missed the shot, though. Allison with a follow, no good. And Whalen comes out of there with a basketball.
Allison might got away with a little shove, too, on that defensive rebound.
Too. Well, no blood, no foul. Ellenwood with the basketball. They lead it by 2. 5:50 to play here in the first quarter. Top of the key with it is Corbett. On top, Whalen. And a 3-second violation called on the inside as Cale Clausen had a toe dipping in the paint for too long. So Larned with a basketball as Hill brings it across midcourt. He dribbles to the left side. Now top Gleason. Inside to Brattle. He is fouled and will go to the free throw line.
Now kind of an interesting little wrinkle that the Indians have put in here tonight due to what happened to them the last time they played when their post players were not getting the ball and Ellenwood was successful in denying it with their guards. They're rotating around and dropping our guards down into the post and bringing the big guys out and making them guards. So got a little confusion for the Ellenwood defense so far.
First free throw by Justin is good. But do you think the coaches are sending a little message to the post players saying if you 6-footers won't post up, we'll get the 5'3" guys, 5'6" guys.
One thing about Justin Brattle, he can leap out of this building, so he's not going to be too shy down in there in the post area.
Missed the second free throw, 2-1 Ellenwood. 5.5 to play in the first. Ellenwood with the basketball after the miss by Brattle on the free throw line. Whalen left side, guarded by Gleason. Now Clausen up top. He'll swing it right side to Corbett. Shot no good. Rebound Indians. Down the lane. Hill. Nobody stops him, but he missed the shot. Trying to get the rebound, and it's yanked down by
all the way down there and up into the basket and just couldn't get it to go down.
Drive on the left side and a foul on the drive by the Indians. They'll call that on Justin Brattle on the reach-in. Common foul. So the Eagles will throw it in on the baseline. Blakesley, left side. Baseline jumper, way off the mark. And rebound, Jarrett Johnson. Nice job by Jarrett. That's a tough rebound to get when that thing is in between grazing the backboard and hitting nothing. Larned with a chance to take the lead on this possession. Just 3 points scored between these two teams. with 4:39 remaining in the first. Here's a two-point jumper by Justin Rattle that goes in from the top of the key. Well, Justin having to work for that one, but he got it to go. It's 3-2 Indians. Left side, Corbett drives, and a second foul on the Indians. Is that going to be two on?
Well, it was
Rattle's
man. If he got picked up the foul, he did. That's two.
The two on Justin Rattle. That doesn't help the Indian cause. They'll leave him in there.
Well, you can see the Ellenwood plan already. I mean, they've taken a couple of threes, but the main focus of their game so far has been, let's attack the basket. Make them foul us or get a layup.
Corbett with the second free throw. Got them both. And it's 4-3 Ellenwood. Larned with a basketball. Rattle deep in the right side corner, working against Blakesley. Now back up to Johnson. Left side wing, Rattle. Into the paint to Jamon on a little.
Very nice pass by Rattle, and Jamon did a good job with his left hand to snake that up over the rim.
Quarter, Ellenwood trailing by one as Corbett walks it up the floor, gets a screen from Tanner Osborne, goes over to the right wing, finds Blakesley in the corner. Blakesley goes inside for Osborne. His turnaround jumper leaves it for Chance Clausen. Beautiful play, and he got it to fall. Chance Clausen with his first points of the night. 6-5 now. Ellenwood with the lead of 3.5 to play in the first quarter. Still trying to get past Chance Clausen. Goes to Jared Johnson. Dribbles over to the right side of the floor. Looking to go inside and finds Jamon Hill, who has to go over his head into the hands of Tanner Osborne with his second Larned turnover, as now Corbett has it, getting across the half-court stripe, calling out the play, gets a screen from Gehring. He goes all the way down the right baseline, shot up, no good, pulled in by Jared Johnson, gets it off to Jamon Hill. Racing up the floor, now stopped by Chance Clausen, over on the right side of the floor on the right wing. Goes up top for Johnson, started by Corbett. Dribbles over to the right wing, hands it off for Rattle. Rattle dribbles over to the left wing, fires up the jumper, off the back iron, no good, pulled in by Kyle Corbett. Still at 6-5, Ellenwood, 2.5 to play here in the first quarter. From Larned, the Eagles and the Indians squaring off with Corbett. Dribbles over to the right wing, looking up top, finds Blakesley well behind the three-point line. He got it to fall. Kyle Blakesley with the three from around NBA range. Stretching lead out now down to 4 at 9-5. 2:15 to play in the first. And Johnson gets the pass from Hill, dribbles over towards the right wing. Back up top for Johnson and throws it away over his head. The third Larned Indian turnover is checking into the game. Now for Larned is Josh Wise. He'll send Allison to the bench. Wise, a 6'3" senior.
Kyle Blakesley struggled at times with the outside shot, but somehow the deeper Kyle Blakesley gets the ball, the more likely it seems to be to go in.
Also checking into the game now for Larned is Brady Keith, 5'6" sophomore. On the floor now for Larned is Rattle. For Ellenwood, Chance Clausen, Kyle Corbett, Blakesley, Osborne, and Cale Clausen. As Osborne has it on the left wing, dribbles in the lane, layup up, no good, pulled in by Gleason for Larned. Jamon Hill with it now, bringing up the floor for Larned, guarded by Chance Clausen, gets past him, gets in the lane, leaves it for Gleason. His shot attempt does not actually get off before he gets it to Jamon Hill, dribbles it back out, sets up the offense, still guarded by Chance Clausen. 1:35 to play here in the first quarter still. Hands it off to Rattle on the left wing, guarded by Cale Clausen. He'll fire up the deep three. Answers Blakesley with a three of his own. He's got 6, cutting it to a 1-point lead now, 9-8. Ellenwood with 1:20 to play in the first quarter. Corbett goes over on the left wing for Osborne, looking inside, finds Cale Clausen at the top. He swings around to Corbett on the right wing. Now up top for Chance Clausen. He'll fire a three off the back iron. No good. Pulled in by Jamon Hill for Larned. Hill getting up the floor. 1 minute to play in the first quarter. Hands it off for Rattle. Gets in the lane. Layup is up off the front of the rim. No good, but he pulls in his own rebound in the right corner. Double teamed by Clausen and Corbett. Back up top for Keith now on the right wing. Dribbles over to the top to Keith. Looking for Hill on the left wing. Hill back cuts. Keith goes over to Gleason. Back up top for Wise, now guarded by Osborne. Holds it above his head, looking for someone inside. He finds Garrett Rattle, who drives in the lane. Shot is up, no good. Bob Ford pulled in by Rattle. Second chance opportunity, no good. Tipped out of bounds. Will stay with the Indians with 27.9 seconds to play in the first quarter. Ellenwood still with a 1-point lead as Osborne checks out of the game. Replaced by Brett Whalen. Whalen, the 6'4 senior, checks back into the game.
Larned really swarming the offensive glass here. They go back to the big guy, Whalen, to try and clean things up on the board.
Hill drives in, layup is up and good. He's got 4 on the night. 20 seconds to play in the first quarter. Corbett holds for the final shot as Ellenwood trails 10-9. It's now down to 10 seconds. Over to Whalen on the left side, up top, back for Corbett. Back up for Whalen, nearly got the shot off, but that goes through his hands over to Blakes on the right wing, fires up the three off the back iron, no good, and that'll round out the first quarter. Ellenwood trailing 5-1, 10-9 to the Larned Indians in Larned. Your second quarter coming up next on Star 107.9.
Would you like to make a difference in the lives of kids who face emotional and behavioral challenges? Healing Hearts Ranch uses horses and outdoor activities to work with kids who need emotional growth and activates the healing process. If you would like to make a difference, you can become a sponsor, a mentor, or donate certain items. For further information, call 617-8184. Again, that's 617-8184.
Hi, I'm Emmitt Smith. Sports has given me a lot to smile about over the years. But as an athlete and a father of young athletes, I know how important it is to protect yourself from injury. That's why I've teamed up with the American Association of Orthodontists to encourage athletes to play it safe. I've seen firsthand how quickly an accident can happen when out on the field, the court, or even the dance floor. Wearing protective gear like mouth guards, face masks, and helmets can reduce the risk of injury and keep you in the game. Visit braces.org.
10-9, Ellenwood trailing 5-1 to the Larned Indians here after our first quarter. Second quarter set to get underway. Eagles have it out of the first quarter break at the half-court stripe with Blakesley set to key it in, goes to Kyle Corbett setting up the offense. He's guarded by Justin Rattle now. Rattle trying to get the steal. He goes inside for Whalen, who nearly throws it away. Has it go to the hands of Blakesley in the corner now. Stolen away by Rattle, the third. Ellenwood turnover. And Rattle goes back the other way. Hill fires up the three in the corner. No good. Pulled in by Brett Whalen. Hands it off now for Kyle Corbett. Hill's last three coming from the left corner. Corbett walks it up the floor, still calling out the plays here for Ellenwood. Goes over to Osborne. Has it tipped away, but goes into the hands of Blakesley. Swings around to Corbett on the left. Corbett drives baseline. Shot is up, but they're going to call a foul underneath on the Indians. This will probably send Corbett to the free throw line. I believe that might be 3 on Justin Rattle. In fact, that is 3 team fouls for Larned, 3 personal now for Justin Rattle. Checking into the game as Jared Johnson sending Rattle to the bench as Ellenwood has it underneath their own basket. Corbett comes in for Brett Whalen in the left wing. Swings around now for Corbett on the right wing. Dribbles back up to the top of the key, guarded by Jamon Hill. Out off to Cale Clausen. Wrap around pass thrown away by Johnson. That is the 4th Ellenwood turnover of the night. Now Jamon Hill races up the floor. Open layup on the left side. Got it to fall. Johnson has 6 on the night. 12-9. Larned with a 3-point lead now. Just under 7 to play here in the second quarter. Corbett walking up the floor, guarded by Hill. Goes over to Clausen on the right wing. Looking up top for Blakesley. Guarded closely by Josh Wise, and they're going to call Cale Clausen. Excuse me, that's Ian Gehring taking up the foul. Gehring had it, and he was throw in the elbows, and the officials are going to call it for him. His first personal second team foul.
That's a call that Larned wanted all night against Brett Whalen in the first game, and this time Cale Clausen had somebody, not Cale Clausen, Ian Gehring. I'm doing the same thing you did. Ian Gehring had a guy right up on him and just couldn't resist throwing some elbows to create some space.
So apparently that was not a foul on Gehring, as now Keith has it. It'll just go as a turnover, so the fifth on the night is wide. Holds it above his head on the right wing inside for Keith, and they'll call a foul probably on Blakeslee as he was holding Keith from behind. And it will be on Blakeslee, his second, team second. So Gehring did not pick up a foul on that last play. Apparently it was more of a warning, and I guess just goes in the book as a turnover.
I didn't realize you could do that.
I didn't either, but Hill travels on the right wing and gives the ball right back over to Ellenwood. So after an interesting call and then a turnover by the Eagles, they'll come back to Ellenwood underneath Larned's basket, goes in to Corbett, walking up the floor. One thing that they've done the entire season.
Here comes the high pick and roll. I've been waiting to see it again.
Ellenwood has it, goes over to Chance Clausen, nearly has it poked away from him. Up top now, he swings around for Corbett. Corbett guarded by Jamon Hill. Goes over to Ian Gehring on the right wing. Up top, Chance Clausen swings around to Corbett. Corbett fires up the three off the front of the rim, no good, but pulled in by Chance Clausen. Dribbles it back out, finds Whalen. Whalen will fire up a three, no good off the front of the rim. Brady Keith pulls in the defensive rebound for the Indians. Now Jamon Hill, pull-up jumper on the other end, rims out, no good, tipped around, and pulled in by Ellenwood. Corbett pulls in the defensive rebound, slowing down the pace now, walking up the floor, setting up the offense. Goes over for Osborne on the left wing. Up top for Chance Clausen, swings around to Corbett. Corbett last miss a three on his last trip. Layup is up and good, just outside the lane for Corbett. Got it to fall. He's got 4 points tonight, 12-11. Now Ellenwood trails by 1, 5-10 to play in the second quarter. Now Keith dribbles back up to the top of the key. Now we're starting to see a 1-3-1 zone as a foul is called on Ian Gehring underneath. It'll be against, well, he was trying to get the ball away from Jared Johnson. So now Ian Gehring has his first personal third team foul. Checking back into the game is Cale Clausen.
The 1-3-1 is Ellenwood's base defense. You'll see that almost every night from them. Very confident with that 1-3-1, especially when you've got a Jamon Hill stepping outside for another three.
Jamon Hill knocks down the three. He's got 9, 15-11. Just under 5 to play in the second quarter. Ellenwood trailing by 4 now as Whalen has it on the right wing. Looking up top, finds Cale Clausen, swings around to Corbett. Corbett on the left wing. Goes back up top for Gehring at top. The key has it poked away, but a foul is called against Josh Wise, his first, team's fourth. He'll give Ellenwood the ball in front of the scorer's table on the right side of the floor, just outside the reach of the Larned Indian bench. Chance Clausen sets the key in. Fakes to the right and goes to Corbett at the top of the key. His shot is up, no good, but he is fouled on the shot. He will head to the free throw line for a pair of free throws, as the foul will be the 5th team foul against Larned, and it'll be the first on Jamon Hill here tonight.
Kyle Corbett's done such a nice job this year. When he's got a tough three, he passes it up, puts the ball on the floor, and gets to the rim, this time creating free throw opportunities. In years past, Kyle would have just settled for that three no matter how tough it is. Now Kyle puts the ball on the floor and gets a free throw out of it.
Missed the first, or made the first one, misses the second one. It's tipped out of bounds by Larned, so it'll stay with the Eagles underneath their own basket. Now Corbett sets the key it in. 3 guys just around the right block. They go to Whalen in the short corner. Mid-range jumper up and good. Brett Whalen with his 4th point of the night. 15-14. Ellenwood trailing by 1. 4.5 to play here in the first half. And Jamon Hill gets it up the floor, goes over to Brady Keith. Dribbles back to the top of the key. Now back over to Jared Johnson against the 1-3-1 zone. Jamon Hill in the right corner fires up the three. Off the rim, no good. Tipped around and pulled in by Gleason in the right corner. Gleason looking and finding Brady Keith. Swings around to Johnson. Dribbles over the right wing. Finds Jamon Hill in the corner. Double teamed by the Eagles, and it's going away. Ian Gehring pulls in the 5th Larned Indian turnover, and now Ellenwood has a chance to take the lead. 15-14, Ellenwood trailing by 1. Whalen has it on the right wing, guarded by Gleason up top for Cale Clausen. Over to Chance Clausen back on the right wing. Now swings it around up top for Gehring, goes to Corbett. Back over to Clausen on the left wing now. This goes cross course for Gehring in the right wing. Guarded by Josh Wise, swings around to Corbett. Dribbles back to the top of the key, hands it off for Whalen. Mid-range jumper up and good from the free throw line. Whalen has 6, and the Ellenwood Eagles have retaken the lead, 16-15, 3:20 to play in the first half over the Larned Indians. Jamon Hill on the right wing, head fake, goes to Jared Johnson, cross-court pass to Brady Key, swings around to Jamon Hill, dribbles to the free throw line, leaves it for Josh Wise, who has to go off of the foot of Ian Gehring, so a kick out of bounds will stay with the Larned Indians underneath their own basket.
Ian didn't know a whole lot about that one, just kind of kicked it off the back heel there. It's just kind of wrong place, wrong time for Ian.
Gleason comes into Wise and nearly throws it away, going for Johnson. Backdoor pass for Jamon Hill in the right corner. Goes inside now for Gleason. Kicks it back out to Hill and gets it off to Jared Johnson in between the half court and the three-point circle. Corbett steals away, goes to Chance Clausen, who has it stolen away, but tipped out of bounds. So Larned commits their 6th turnover of the night, just under the 3-minute mark of the first half. Ellenwood with the 1-point lead, 16-15, will have the ball underneath their own basket. As the inbound play. Now Clausen looking around, hands it off to Ian Gehring. Turnaround hook shot up and no good. Pulled in by Chance Clausen. He is packed underneath the basket on the shot, and he will head to the free throw line for a pair of free throws on the 6th. Team foul, the 1st on Brady Keith.
Chance has really been Johnny on the spot here in this game. Seems like he's got a hand on a pass or grabbed a rebound on just about every possession. Got a whole lot of energy going tonight.
Clausen misses the first of 2 free throws, so keeps the lead at 1. 2:47 to play in the first half. Clausen's second shot up and off the back iron, no good, tipped out and pulled in by Cale Clausen. Goes over to Kyle Corbett, now to Chance Clausen on the left wing up top for Corbett. Fires up the 3, got it to fall. Kyle Corbett from the top of the key. He's got 8. 19-15, 2.5 to play here in the first half. Ellenwood with the 4-point lead. And Coach Al Schroeder wants a timeout. A full timeout is taken. We'll take this one as well. 19-15. Ellenwood with the 4-point lead. 2.5 to play in the first half here on Star 107.9.
Dove Chevrolet Buick and Cadillac supports Ellenwood Eagle Athletics. When you're ready to make your next vehicle purchase, stop by Dove's for a test drive. See Rick, Marty, or Rob for details on all the latest cash incentives or low-interest financing. They'll do their best to match you up with a vehicle that best meets your needs for comfort, reliability, and value. You'll be glad you chose Dove Chevrolet Buick Cadillac on West 10th, right next to Brahms in Great Bend. Good luck, Eagles.
19-15, Ellenwood with the 4-point lead, 2.5 to play here in the first half. Possible upset in the making as the TMP Monarchs trail the Hoisington Cardinals by just 1 at the half, 25-24. So a close game there between the Monarchs and the Cardinals.
High-powered Hoisington finding out a little bit something about TMP tonight.
That will be an impressive victory for the Monarchs. They're still a very young and unproven team. Now, Larned has it, and it goes off the hands of Tyler Gleason for the 7th turnover on the night. Ellenwood has a chance now to extend on their 4-point lead.
With a 4-point lead, let's see if they don't go back to the high pick and roll. It's been very effective for them.
Larned coming out, sticking with the two-man defense. Inside they go for Gehring at the free throw line. Back out to Cale Clausen. Swings around to Corbett. Can he make it two? No, he cannot off the back iron, but pulled in by Chance Clausen. Back to Corbett. Swings around to Cale Clausen on the right wing. Dribbles in. Has to go off of his foot. And it'll stay with the Eagles as Josh Wise was the last one to touch it. So Ellenwood has it underneath their own basket. Cale Clausen set to key it in.
Here's that Larned inbounds play here. Just trying to get a feel inside.
Wise in the short corner inside for Cale Clausen. Turn around, layup is no good. Tipped up and around. Finally pulled in by Josh Wise for the Larned Indians. Cale Clausen couldn't get the layup to fall. Now Sally into the game for Larned. He goes to Jamon Hill in the right corner, holds it above his head. Double teamed by the Eagles. He'll find Josh Wise on the right block. It tips out of bounds by the Eagles. It'll stay with Larned underneath their own basket as Gleason set to key it in for the Indians. Still trailing by 4. 1:40 to play here in the first half. Ellenwood with a 4-point lead. Gleason looks and finds Keith at the top of the key. Goes over to Jamon Hill. He's going to try his luck at a 3. Got it to fall. Jamon Hill on the right wing drops the 3. He's got 12. 19-18. 1.5 to play in the first half. Ellenwood with the 1-point advantage as Corbett goes over to Gehring on the right wing. Looking up top and finds Chance Clausen guarded by Brady Keith over on the right wing for Corbett. Inside for Gehring. Triple team. Gets the shot up, but he is blocked by Josh Wise. They're going to call a foul on the Indians, as it'll be the 7th team foul, the first on Tyler Gleason. So Ian Gehring heads to the free throw line.
Boy, Ian Gehring got good position inside there. I thought he had the baseline to just turn that way, but he turned himself into trouble. A triple.
And get driven with Barton. Teal Printing offers a complete line of printing and promotional products. If you need business forms, computer forms, brochures, or just a few cups or pens, Teal Printing can do it all. With a tradition of excellence since 1967, Teal Printing is proud to serve the Ellenwood and Great Bend area. Teal Printing congratulates the Eagles on achieving teamwork, leadership, and good sportsmanship.
Would you like to make a difference in the lives of kids who face emotional and behavioral challenges? Healing Hearts Ranch uses horses and outdoor activities to work with kids who need emotional growth and activates the healing process. If you would like to make a difference, you can become a sponsor, a mentor, or donate certain items. For further information, call 617-8184. Again, that's 617-8184.
20-18, Ellenwood with the 2-point advantage over the Larned Indians here in the final NCAA game of the season for the Eagles. And this is a first half that we've seen Ellenwood really at times take control. They had to make a little comeback. They were at one time down by, I believe, 6, fought their way back, and now they're up by 2. And this is an Ellenwood team that they've got the defense to really hang with Martin and shut them down at times.
Yeah, it's been a really hard-fought, emotional first half. You know, Larned has opened up a lead, but, you know, both teams know this is a huge opportunity for a victory, and both teams know that it's big for Sub-State, so they're leaving it all out on the floor right now. Jamon Hill really taking advantage of the man-to-man defense that Ellenwood played for about a quarter. He's got 12. His quickness makes him a really tough matchup out there. Rattle's really only been stopped by the foul trouble. He's sitting there with 6 in the first quarter, and he ends up with a second foul within 30 seconds of the start of the second quarter, so he hasn't played for a long time. Both teams probably feel really good about where they're at right now. Larned feels like, hey, we've got Rattle. He hasn't had a chance to get going, and I'm sure Shane Duncan's thinking, we've got the lead, plus we've got that triangle or 2, and we've got a box and 1 as a hold card that we haven't even used on you guys yet tonight.
This is an Ellenwood team that's using a kind of balanced scoring. You've got 8 from Corbett so far, 6 from Whalen, 3 from Blakesley, 2 from Chance Clausen, and 1 from Ian Gehring, while Larned is the complete opposite. You've got 12 from Jamon Hill and 6 from Justin Rattle. Those are the only guys that have scored, and you mentioned the triangle and 2. If this game gets closer, maybe Larned starts to make a little bit of a run, how quickly do you think it'll take before Coach Shane Duncan goes to the triangle and 2 to try to shut down the only 2 guys that have scored?
Well, from talking to him, I think they might go to the box and 1 first, but you would definitely see one or both of the junk defenses, if this game ever gets slightly out of hand or seems to be sliding toward the Indians.
We'll take a break here on the Barton Community College halftime show. When we come back, we'll have more first half stats when West's keys to a second half victory for the Ellenwood Eagles. on Star 107.9.
Serves is rolling in the new year with a new look, new attitude, and new products that will start your year off right. Fill up on coffee, hot chocolate, Conoco gas, or the famous snowball. It's all in store at Serves, or check Serves out on Facebook or Serves.com. See what's in store at Serves. Fill up.
The Ellenwood Booster Club would like to wish all the Eagle athletic teams good luck this season. Support the Eagles and join the Ellenwood Booster Club by contacting a Booster Committee member. The Ellenwood Booster Club, a proud supporter of Eagle sports. Manweiler Chevrolet of Hoisington has been serving the Cheyenne Bottoms area for over 4 generations. When you're ready for a new truck or car, be sure to stop by Manweiler's and visit with Gene or the guys. They have a wide range of new trucks and new cars, plus a complete body repair shop and service department. Manweiler Chevrolet, in business for over 4 generations. Whether you had planned to attend another college or weren't planning on attending college at all, it's not too late to enroll for classes at Barton Community College. Take one class or many classes, online or in person, GED classes, or perhaps get workforce training. Find what drives you at Barton. And if you are unsure what you want to do, Barton can help you with that as well. Campus tours are available, so call the admissions office today and get driven with Barton. Teal Printing offers a complete line of printing and promotional products. If you need business forms, computer forms, brochures, or just a few cups or pens, Teal Printing can do it all. With a tradition of excellence since 1967, Teal Printing is proud to serve the Ellenwood and Great Bend area. Teal Printing congratulates the Eagles on achieving teamwork, leadership, and good sportsmanship.
Welcome back inside the Barton Community College halftime show. Ellenwood has the 2-point lead over the Larned Indians here tonight, 20-18 at the half. Run through some halftime stats, starting with the Ellenwood Eagles. They're shooting 33% from the field on 7 of 21 shooting, 20% from behind the arc on just 2 of 10 shooting, 50% from the free throw line on 4 of 8 shooting. They pulled in 13 rebounds, 8 offensive and 5 defensive, but only turned the ball over 4 times. For the Larned Indians, they're shooting 33% from the field on 7 of 21 shooting, 3 of 6 from behind the arc for 50%, 1 of 4 from the free throw line for just 25%. They pulled in 17 rebounds, 10 defensive, and 7 offensive, and they've turned the ball over 8 times. So identical shooting, at least from the field, between these two teams, but really the turnovers is one of the key aspects of this game.
Yeah, Ellenwood's done a good job with the 1-3-1, creating some scramble situations, making some steals. The one area where maybe they've struggled with the 1-3-1 is they haven't rebounded as well out of their zone as they did in man-to-man. That's definitely something that I'm sure Coach Shane Duncan talked about at halftime. And the clock has stopped at 3 minutes for the cheer clinic here. I'm really old-fashioned about this stuff, Travis. I love the kids, and I love to see them out there, but this is still a basketball game, and that should be first and foremost because the Eagles came out of the locker room right on schedule, and they're itching to get back on the floor and play this thing. So it's a little unfortunate that they're in a holding pattern right now.
This is the second delay, if you want to call it, that we've had tonight. In between the games, they had senior night, which is a great thing. It's a great thing. You recognize the seniors, especially those that don't get a lot of playing time. The seniors that are just on the roster. They've been there maybe for 4 years, don't get a lot of playing time. Great to recognize those guys. And, of course, it's nice to see all the little kids out there cheering and dancing around. And so we're still 3 minutes away, roughly.
Ellenwood's done their cheer clinic, so that's not going to happen Friday night. But it is indeed senior night, so come on out, Ellenwood, and send Kyle Corbett, Chance Clausen, Brett Whalen, Jake Christensen. Am I missing anybody? I'd sure hate to leave somebody out. I think that's everybody.
Oh, I believe so.
Send all the seniors off the right way because they've really given the program 4 years of hard work. Even the guys that haven't got to play the most, they've been in there and practice fighting every day, making those starters better. So send them out the right way, Ellenwood. Come out to that senior night game on Friday and root on the Eagles against El Saline.
And with that, we'll take our final break here on the Barton Community College halftime show. Whenever we come back, Wes will give us his keys to a second half victory And we'll start the second half. That's coming up next here on Star 107.9.
Would you like to make a difference in the lives of kids who face emotional and behavioral challenges? Healing Hearts Ranch uses courses and outdoor activities to work with kids who need emotional growth and activates the healing process. If you would like to make a difference, you can become a sponsor, a mentor, or donate certain items. For further information, call 617-8184. Again, that's 617-8184.
Hi, I want to tell you about a neat jewelry store, Family Jewels and Silver, just south of the courthouse in Great Bend. They have a huge selection of loose gemstones. They do awesome custom designs in both gold and silver. And they have expert gold and silver repairs. They carry watch batteries and bands, as well as a lovely selection of earrings, pendants, and bracelets. Stop in today and receive 25% off any purchase through Christmas. Family Jewels and Silver, just south of the courthouse in beautiful downtown Great Bend.
20-18, your halftime score here as the Ellenwood Eagles have a 2-point lead over the Larned Indians, joined by Wes Baylor and I'm Travis Reese. Wes, this is a crucial second half here for the Eagles. You talked about they still have, you still have the triangle of two that you can go to that we haven't seen so far. You've got the box and one that Coach Duncan feels the team can go to if this gets into a tight game. What are your keys to a second half W here tonight for the Ellenwood Eagles?
Well, looking at the stats, I'm concerned Ellenwood's being out-rebounded. That doesn't happen very often. That could definitely be the Achilles heel that brings down the Eagles tonight. They have to shore things up, especially out of that zone. Find people, box out, limit those second chance opportunities because Larned doesn't need any help to beat you. You've got to keep that defensive effort up as high as you played in the first half. Raise that bar even higher if possible, and you got to be patient with the offense. Keep things under control. Make it a half-court game. And before I get off here, I want to mention Tanner Osborne. He's the senior that I left out. I knew I'd leave one out. Tanner, I love you so much. Might as well get another year out of you if you'll come back. So Tanner Osborne is the last of the seniors that will be recognized Friday night.
As Wes mentioned and alluded to, Friday is senior night in Ellenwood. We'll be taking on El Saline. So all you listeners out there, if you only make it out to one game, be sure to make it out to that one so we can send off all the seniors. Hopefully with a victory, send them off right. We are nearing the end of our halftime break here. Ellenwood with the 20-18 lead over the Larned Indians. And again, this is a game that has a lot of implications on it. Both teams fighting for sub-state positioning. You want to be in that top four so you don't have to, travel to your first round sub-state game.
Larned is pretty much assured of being on the road, but if they could win that first one, they host their sub-state.
Jarrett Johnson has it out of the first half break, gets it over to Jamon Hill. Pressure defense now from Ellenwood, sticking with the 1-3-1 zone, trying to extend it out to get some traps near the half-court trap as Johnson has it. Goes to Hill, and he traveled with it. The first turnover now in the second half, 8th of the game for Larned. Gives the ball right back over to Ellenwood. 7:40 to go here in the third quarter, just underway in the second half. No score so far in the second half, still 20-18. Corbett dribbles over to the right wing. Ellenwood going from left to right in the small game. Tipped out of bounds. Stay with the Eagles. Larned going from right to left.
Huge opportunity here for the Eagles to extend that lead to 4 or 5. You can't miss out on these chances.
Clausen comes in to Whalen. Backdoor pass for Corbett. Leaves it for Blakesley. Has it stolen away. So the 6th Ellenwood turnover is Jamon Hill. Goes back the other way. Finds Johnson. Just Rattle fires up. The shot no good. And they will call Brett Whalen with the... Ian Gehring with his second personal on the 3-point attempt. So Justin Brattle will head to the free throw line to shoot 3. And if my memory serves me correct, going back to the last time these two teams played, Ian Gehring had 2 of those against Justin Brattle in that game.
And Ian Gehring served up a 4-point play, I think, in that first quarter.
I do believe so.
So it has happened to Ian. He gets caught out there on that jump shooter every once in a while, a little overzealous on those box outs.
Rattle misses the first one, so Gehring avoiding at least giving up 3 points. He does knock in the second one. That's his first point since the first quarter, as now Cale Clausen checks into the game. Or, excuse me, Chance Clausen checks into the game. He'll send Ian Gehring to the bench. Rattle, third attempt at the free throw. Up and off the back iron, no good, pulled in by Blakely. So Rattle goes just 1 of 3 from the free throw line. And now Kyle Corbett has it at the top of the key in between the circles for Ellenwood. Goes over to Whalen. Mid-range jumper off the side of the rim, no good, pulled in. Originally by Ellenwood, saved in by Jamon Hill, and Chance Clausen has a knee foul at the half-court stripe by Jarrett Johnson. That'll be Johnson's first, team's first, as Ellenwood will have it at the half-court stripe.
Great hustle by Kyle Corbett, crashing out of bounds to save that ball back into the middle for Chance Clausen, fearlessly going up to try and haul it in and draw the foul.
Chance Clausen will key it in for Kyle Corbett just across the half-court stripe now. Guarded by Jamon Hill, dribbles over to the left wing. Looking to drive in, leaves it for Brett Whalen. Layup is up and good. Whalen has 8 on the night, 22-19. 6:47 to play here in the third quarter. Johnson has it for Larned, goes to the corner for Gleason. Back to Johnson, cross court to Jamon Hill on the right wing. Hill driving towards the corner, leaves it for Rattle, kick down the bounds by Ellenwood. Will stay with the Indians in front of their own bench. Tyler Gleason set to key it in.
Well, there's been moments in this game where you just feel like Ellenwood needs to find Brett Whalen, and he'll take the team on his back.
Jared Johnson on the right wing, looking over for Jamon Hill, goes to the corner for Gleason. Fires up long, 2 rims, up and in. Tyler Gleason touched about every part of the rim before that one fall. Got that one to fall 22-21. Ellenwood with a 1-point advantage, 6:15 to play in the third. As now Corbett goes over to Chance Clausen, looking in the wing for Cale Clausen, swings around to Corbett. Blakely now in the corner, drives right, baseline up and good. Kyle Blakely with his 5th point of the night, first since the first quarter, as now Ellenwood has a 3-point lead again. Jared Johnson throws it away into the hand of Cale Clausen. 9th Larned turnover, as now Corbett walks it up the floor, guarded by Jamon Hill in the man-to-man defense. Drives left side, pull-up jumper is good. Kyle Corbett with his 10th point of the night, 26-21. Ellenwood with a 5-point advantage, 5.5 to play here in the third. Jamon Hill goes to Jared Johnson, swings to the corner for Gleason. Back up top for Johnson on the right wing. Cross court for Hill. Hill into the baseline, into the free throw line. Jumper up, no good. Tipped out, pulled in by Chance Clausen. Gets over to Kyle Corbett. The Eagles nursing a 5-point lead. Goes to Blakes. He drives right baseline. Decides to kick it back out. Nearly stolen away. And in fact, did get the steal. And Jamon Hill for the 7th Ellenwood turnover. Back to Hill in the left corner. Drives into the free throw line. Pull-up jumper, no good off the back iron. Pulled in by now Ellenwood as Cale Clausen pulls in the rebound. Ellenwood gets it back over to Corbett, slowing the pace down, walking up the floor. 4:45 to play here in third. Gets the screen from Whalen, goes over to Blakely in the corner, fires up the 3, off the side iron, no good, tipped around, and finally pulled in by Rattle for Larned. Gets it off to Jamon Hill, walking up the floor, trying to slow the pace down to attack the 1-3-1 zone of Ellenwood. Dribbles over to the right wing, up top for Johnson. Johnson into the free throw line, back outside to Hill on the right wing. Into Josh Wise on the right side of the free throw line, up and rimmed all the way out, no good. Pulled in by Blakely, nearly threw it away, going for Chance Clausen. Gets it off to Brett Whalen just across half court, over to Kyle Corbett. Dribbles up to the top of the key. He's going to fire up a 3 off the back iron, no good. Pulled in by Tyler Gleason for Larned. Now Jamon Hill racing up the floor, gets past a couple Ellenwood defenders, decides to kick it back out. Finds Johnson, who goes to Wise, drives into the lane, up, no good. Tipped around and pulled in by Jared Johnson, who finds Jamon Hill. Hill drives to the free throw line and throws it away. 10th, Larned Indian turnover goes in the hands of Brett Whalen, who gets it off for Kyle Corbett. Corbett walking it up the floor Guarded by Jamon Hale, goes to the top of the key. Looking for Blakesley in the corner, finds him in the right side. Inside they go for Whalen, tipped out of bounds and out by Justin Brattle. As now Tanner Osborne takes in the game, sending Brett Whalen to the bench.
Well, Brett coming out for his usual rest. Shane Duncan's got a pretty much set pattern on how he brings Brett in and out of the game.
Now Corbin to Cale Clausen on the wing, fired up the three, got it to fall. Cale Clausen, not known for his three-point shooting ability, got this one to fall. 29-21, 3:15 to play in the third quarter. Ellenwood with the 8-point advantage. Rattle in the right corner up top now for Hill, swings around for Johnson, holds above his head at the top of the key, goes over to Rattle, over to Wise, who drives out and kicks it to Jared Johnson, who picks up the loose ball over to Rattle on the left side, drives into the lane, running layup up off the backboard, no good. They're going to call a foul on Ellenwood underneath the basket. It'll be the second team foul on the Eagles. It'll be, I believe, on Blakesley, who was in the area. In fact, it'll be on Justin Brattle. So the offensive foul is called. From the look of it, it was a defensive foul on Ellenwood. And so Blakesley takes a charge as Justin Brattle picks up his fourth personal foul. And Coach Troyer would like a 30-second timeout. And how big is that fourth personal second team foul now here on Larned, as Justin Brattle probably out of the game for most of this second half.
Boy, that sets up things really nice if you're an Ellenwood Eagle fan. Brattle has had trouble getting himself on track all night long. Kyle Blakesley, I believe, just cracked double figures in charges taken this year. He has been the defensive glue on this team all season long. Steps up and draws maybe the biggest charge of the season up to date right there.
It was a very good play there from Blakesley, giving the ball back over to Ellenwood. 8-point lead, 29-21, 2:51 to play here in the third quarter. This game's still far, far from over. Checking into the game is Easton Palmer. He will send Brattle to the bench. So the freshman cracking the varsity lineup for the first time tonight as Osborne has it, goes inside for Cale Clausen, kicks it out to Gary. Up top now for Kyle Corbin, guarded by Jamon Hill. Calls up the play, goes over to Cale Clausen on the right wing. He drives up towards the top of the key and finds Osborne. Swings it around for Corbin, who drives in the lane. Running layup is up, no good. Tipped out of bounds by Ellenwood, who will go over to the Indians. 2:21 to play. They have an 8-point deficit trying to overcome after Ellenwood stretched out what was a 2-point lead, now out to an 8-point lead. As Palmer goes up top for Johnson. Back to Palmer, who drives right side of the floor, inside and off the hands of Gleason, out of bounds for the 11th Larned turnover on the night.
Boy, I expected Ellenwood to trap something on that trip coming down, but Larned threw it away before Ellenwood could even employ whatever sort of trap they might have been thinking about. They trapped corners most of the night. I thought they'd go to it there. Larned just threw that ball out into the hallway instead.
Whalen and Blakesley check in the game for Ellenwood, sending Osborne and Chance Clausen to the bench. Now Corbin has it from Blakesley, walking up the floor, gets a call from head coach Shane Duncan, directing traffic and screen from Gehring. Goes over to the right side up top for Blakesley. Head fake, shoots up the three off the backboard, no good. Pulled in by Gehring, and second chance opportunity up and good. He's got three on the night, 31-21. Ellenwood with a 10-point advantage, 1:45 to play here in the third as Palmer goes up top for Jared Johnson, swings around for Gleason. Gleason double team split that gets in the lane. Layup is up and good. Tyler Gleason with his 4th point of the night. All four coming here in the third quarter. 31-23, 1.5 to play here in the third. Corbin walks up the floor, goes to Gehring on the right side of the free throw line. Kicks it out to Chance. Clausen swings up top for Corbin, who knocks in the three. He's got 13 on the night, 34-23. Ellenwood with the 11-point advantage. 1:10 to play here in the third quarter. As Palmer throws it out of bounds, saves it back in, but not quite far enough by Corbett, as it'll go over to Larned in front of their own bench.
Well, if you told Shane Duncan you hold Brattle to 6 points and not ever have to break up the triangle in two, he would absolutely be thrilled.
Johnson dribbles over to the left wing, up top for Palmer. Palmer dribbling towards the right wing, swings around through. Johnson to Hill. Hill drives baseline, blocked by Whalen, gets it back, blocked again, but they're going to call a foul on Whalen. Underneath, got a little bit too much of the arm there. That'll be Whalen's first, team's second.
Brett did an exceptional job getting the first block, just going straight up, but he reached over the top on Jamon Hill with the second attempt and gave up the foul.
Jamon Hill has to tuck in his shirt at the free throw line, still awaiting the free throws. 52.7 seconds left to play in the third quarter. 34-23, Ellenwood with the lead. Jamon Hill, the leading scorer so far tonight for Larned with 12 points. All those coming in the first half, has yet to score in the third quarter. Makes that continuing on now as he misses the first free throw, still at just 12 points. The 6-foot junior, one of the leading scorers between him and Justin Brattle.
Ellenwood has to get a good box out here.
Second shot up and true. So Jamon Hill scores his first point in the second half. He's got 13 on the night, cutting the lead now down to 10. 47 seconds to play here in the third quarter as Corbett dribbles over towards the right corner. Up top for Blakeslee. Fires up the three off the back iron. No good. Tipped around, pulled in by Cale Clausen. Back to Blakeslee. Drives in the lane. Lands is up and good. And he draws the foul. And one opportunity for Kyle Blakeslee as he's got 7 on the night. Has a chance to make it 8 and extend out what could be a 13-point lead here with 35.6 seconds to play in the third quarter.
Boy, Ellenwood has come with an A-plus effort tonight into a tough place to play. Larned thought they had a chance for a victory, and right now Ellenwood just ripping it away from them.
Blakeslee with the and one opportunity, gets it the ball, and Brett Whalen checks out of the game and replaces in replace of Tanner Osborne. Also keying back in is Allison, Nolan Allison checking into the game. Hilton Leeson to the bench. Larned trailing by 13, has ball with 35 seconds to play in the third quarter. Palmer dribbles it up the floor, goes over to Johnson, swings around to Hill. Hill fires up a three from the left corner. No good off the back iron, pulled in by Corbett, thrown off of Palmer, but they said he was out of bounds whenever he caught it. So it'll stay with the Indians right in the right corner of their side of the floor.
Kyle Corbett busting tail over there, showing great heart to try and save that ball back inbounds.
Palmer to Johnson at the top of the key, back to Palmer on the right wing. Dribbling over now, back up top for Johnson. He's going to take the three from the top of the key, no good. Out of bounds, actually saved back in by Jamon Hill, and a scrum for it goes in the hands of Nolan Allison. 5 seconds to shoot. Palmer with it on the wing. Up top for Johnson, fires over to Hill. Bank shot, no good from three, and that'll round out our third quarter. 37-24. Ellenwood with a 13-point lead. Your fourth quarter is next here on Star 107.9.
For a quality pre-owned car or truck, visit KW Auto Sales in Ellenwood. If they don't have what you're looking for, no problem. Kerry will travel far and wide to find you the right vehicle. Plus, you can rest assured knowing your car or truck purchased from KW Auto Sales is always reasonably priced and backed by a warranty. KW Auto Sales of Ellenwood is proud to support Ellenwood Eagle Athletics.
Would you like to make a difference in the lives of kids who face emotional and behavioral challenges? Healing Hearts Ranch uses horses and outdoor activities to work with kids who need emotional growth and activates the healing process. If you would like to make a difference, you can be...
Corner off the rim, no good. Caught for, pulled in by Josh Wise, who saves it back in to Justin Brattle. Brattle hands it off for Jamon Hill, racing up the floor, looking for someone to pass to at the free throw line. Finds Brattle, fires up and knocks down the three. Justin Brattle with his 10th point of the night. And a timeout by head coach Al Troyer. His team within 7 now. It'll be just I believe it's a 30-second timeout. In fact, no, it'll be a full timeout. So 39-32. Ellenwood with a 7-point lead. 5:19 to play in the ball game. The rest of the game up next here on Star 107.9.
Dove Chevrolet Buick and Cadillac supports Ellenwood Eagle Athletics. When you're ready to make your next vehicle purchase, stop by Dove's for a test drive. See Rick, Marty, or Rob for details on all the latest cash incentives or low-interest financing. They'll do their best to match you up with a vehicle that best meets your needs for comfort, reliability, and value. You'll be glad you chose Dove Chevrolet Buick Cadillac on West 10th, right next to Brahms in Great Bend. Good luck, Eagles.
39-27. Ellenwood with a 39-32. Excuse me. Ellenwood with the 7-point lead over the Larned Indians. From Larned, joined by Westphalen High, Travis Reese, and this is turning out to be quite a ball game here as both teams trying to take one of their final NCAA games. For Ellenwood, it will be their last one. Larned coming out in a full court press now. Corbett has it guarded by Hill, and Brownell goes to Gehring, who goes back to Clausen, swings it over to Whalen, back up top for Blakesley, to Clausen, over to Blakesley on the left wing, looking inside, will drive baseline, wrap around for Whalen, layup is up, no good, pulled in by Gehring, hits the second chance opportunity, no good, pulled in by Brownell. Gehring trying to get the steal, but Brownell gets it off to Jamont Hill, swings it over to Josh Wise, mid-range jumper off the rim, no good, pulled in by Corbin, and there's a foul called underneath. It'll be on Ellenwood. It'll be, I believe, on Brett Whalen. That's his second. They're going to call Whalen for the push-off underneath the basket, so it'll stay with Larned. Coming in for Justin Brownell. Backs out, swings it around through Palmer to Hill. Hill back at the top of the key, over to Palmer, inside for Josh White. Head fake, turn around, up, and no good. And Brett Whalen has just picked up his third personal foul. That'll be the fourth team foul here in the second half. Josh Wise will head to the free throw line for 2 shots. He's already missed his first 2 so far this game.
Boy, Larned coach Al Troyer started the fourth quarter off with a little bit of a gamble, putting Bradle out there with 4 fouls. So far, he's winning that gamble. Brett Whalen picks up a big third foul there.
Wise is first free throw up and no good, so he is a 0 of 3 so far tonight from the free throw line. Still just with 2 points. Those coming here earlier on in the fourth quarter. 43 to play in the ball game. Ellenwood by 7. Wise, his second shot up and good. He's got 3. Cutting the lead now down to 6. Still in the full court press as Blakesley has it guarded by Palmer. Gets a screen from Clausen. Hill Clausen gets the screen for Blakesley. Now Blakesley leaves it for Whalen. Layup is up and good. Brett Whalen on the other end. He's got 12. 41-33, an 8-point lead now for the Eagles of Ellenwood. Jamont Hill looking for someone to find Palmer inside at the free throw line for Wise. Wise's mid-range jumper up, no good. Pulled in by Corbin, who nearly has it stolen away. Finally pulled in by Wise. His shot is up, no good. Tipped around spot 4 between a few Ellenwood and Larned players, and a jump ball is now going to be called, as it looks as though Gehring was maybe a little bit slow to get up and just had to roll over a little bit, as it'll be Larned's ball. Real no definite signal from the officials, but Larned will have the ball underneath their own basket.
It'd be nice if we could get a towel out there and dry up that spot where 3 or 4 bodies are rolling around. That could be kind of dangerous here.
Larned set to key it in. They come into Jamont Hill on the right wing. Up top for Palmer, swings around to Rattle. 3 on the left side, no good. Should have been out of bounds by Josh Wise, but he saves it back in to Jamont Hill. Drives the right side, kicks it to Wise in the corner, looks at a 3, but decides to drive the baseline and leaves it for Palmer, who has to track it down to the half-court stripe. 3:45 to play here in the ball game, as Palmer with it on the left wing, looking for someone to go to, goes up top for Hill. Hill drives in the free throw line, leaves it for Palmer, who fakes the 3, goes back to Hill at the top to keep. Hill now dribbling towards the free throw line, swings around to Rattle on the right wing. Rattle's already had 10 points here, 3 here in the fourth quarter. Goes to Palmer on the left wing, looking for someone inside. Finds Gleason, who nearly shuffles his feet, but takes it out to Wise in the left corner. Wise almost throws it out of bounds, but goes into Gleason, who kicks it out to Hill. Hill's going to fire up a 3 off the front of the rim. No good. Tip up and out of bounds. It'll go over to Ellenwood after Justin Brattle took it out of bounds for the Larned Indians. 41-33 Ellenwood with the 8-point advantage. 3:11 to play here in the ball game. Larned still in there. Full court press. Ellenwood trying to break it as Corbin set to key it in. Can't find anybody. It finally finds Clausen. Nearly has it taken away from him. Clausen falls down, and it's a scrabble. 9th Ellenwood turnover, and none coming at a bigger time than that. Head coach Shane Duncan fired up on his side of the floor, and Brett Whalen, the senior leader, trying to talk to his team, calm his team down. They still got 3 minutes to play, only an 8-point game. Palmer over to Gleason, back to Palmer on the left wing. To Hill on the right wing, back to Palmer. Head fake on the 3 to Gleason. He's going to take the long shot, up, no good. Tipped around, pulled in by Brett Whalen, off of his leg and out of bounds. This is the Ellenwood side of the ball is very upset with the way things are going right now. He just can't get a break if you're the Eagles, as Larned has it underneath their own basket again. 2:52 to play in the game. 8-point lead for Ellenwood. Gleason checks it in for Wise. Tries to spin move. Shot is up off the back iron. No good. Pulled in by Whalen. Whalen mugged by a couple guys underneath. They're going to call a foul on Gleason. It'll be Gleason's second.
Boy, an extremely long possession there for the Eagles. They really battled defensively. Gave up a few more second chances than you'd like to see, but they never let up and kept competing hard, even when maybe some calls didn't go their way. Larned kept coming back up with a basketball. At one point, when Cale Clausen turned the ball over, head coach Shane Duncan just wanted a timeout, and for some reason, none of the officials would acknowledge him.
Clausen keys it in for Corbett. 3-on-1. He goes up with a layup. Got it to fall. Kyle Corbett with 15 points on the night. Back to a 10-point game. 2.5 to play. Jamont Hill gets in the lane. Leaves it for nobody. Tipped out of bounds by the Ellenwood Eagles. So they'll stay with Larned underneath their own basket. Now checking into the game for Larned is Grant Unruh, a 5'9 freshman. And 30-second timeout called on the floor. You know, this is an Eagles team that we've seen them battle back from games like this and be able to come through with victories in the closing seconds.
Well, they've been through this sort of thing before. The tight games on the road. A couple of them gotten away. Ellenwood knows how to compete and battle. This last 2:31 is going to be really fun. It's gotten extremely physical out there in the last few minutes. That's something Ellenwood's going to have to deal with because it doesn't seem like a whole lot of calls are going the Blue Shirts' way right now.
Ellenwood with a 10-point lead. 2:31 to play in the ball game here in Larned at the Larned Middle School on Marvin Webster Court. Ellenwood trying to win their second league game, improved to 7-9 overall on the season. Larned just trying to claw their way back, only a handful of wins on the season so far for Larned. Larned has it underneath their own basket. Tip in and goes through the hands of Rattle for the 13th. Larned turnover is now on the other end. Corbett commits the 10th turnover with the carry. So a pair of turnovers, one for each team. Gives the ball right back over to Larned. Jamon Hill walking up the floor, gets across the half-court stretch. Guarded by Chance Clausen, looking for someone to go to. Had Wise initially, but goes over to Palmer on the left wing. Palmer looking for Rattle, but goes to Unruh, back to Palmer, back up top for Rattle, into the corner now for Hill. He's going to fire up the three, got it to fall. Jamon Hill, he's got 16 on the night, but in the lead now, 43-36. Chance Clausen dribbles up the floor off the leg of Josh Wise, will stay with the Eagles. 1:55 to play in the ball game. 7-point advantage for the Ellenwood Eagles.
Jamon Hill's come up with a huge game for his team. A little bit inside, a little bit outside. He's been the thorn in the side of the Eagles.
Corbin kicks it to Whalen. Mid-range jumper, no good. Chance Clausen goes flying out of the way, but Larned pulls in the rebound. Jamon Hill in the lane, jumper off the backboard, got it to fall. Jamon Hill opens up the bank. He's got 18. Now a 5-point game. 1:33 to play in the game, and Jamon Hill picks up his second personal foul, 6th team foul. He fouled Kyle Corbett on the other end of the floor.
Jamon Hill's dogged Kyle Corbett this whole game. Been right on him, been physical. The referee had a little talk with Chance Clausen there. I'm not sure what it was about, but he leaned in, said something in his ear.
Corbett tries to key it in against the full court press. Finds Clausen. Goes back to Corbett, guarded by Jamon Hill. Waiting for the double team to come. Does not get there. So Corbett goes all the way in off the backboard. No good. Rebound pulled in by Josh Wise. Jamon Hill with it now. A minute 20 to play in the ball game. Trailing 5-5 are the Larned Indians to the Ellenwood Eagles. Brattle has it on the right wing, drives in, leaves it for Unruh in the right corner. Back to Wise, free throw line, jumper off the back iron, no good. Pulled in by Corbett. Corbett picked up by Josh Wise in the backcourt, trying to create some separation. Josh Wise slows him down just enough as Blakely with it on the left wing, up top for Corbett. Under a minute to play now as Cale Clausen has it on the right wing. Gets it back over to Chance Clausen up top for Blakely. Ellenwood trying to take some time off the clock, and Grant Unruh fouls Kyle Blakely. That'll be the 7th team foul in the first on Unruh.
We've entered that point of the ball game where if Ellenwood takes care of the basketball and hits their free throws, they leave Larned with a big, big, big victory.
46.2 seconds left to play in the game. 43-38. Ellenwood with a 5-point lead. Kyle Blakely at the line. The 6'2 sophomore has 8 points on the night. Misses the first one. Brett Whalen pulls in Chance Cale Clausen pulls in the rebound. His shot up no good and tipped out of bounds. It'll go over to Ellenwood after Kyle Blakely tipped it out of bounds. And Blakely 0 for 1 from the free throw line on that trip. He had already knocked down one free throw earlier on in the ball game. 43-38. Ellenwood still with a 5-point lead. 41 seconds to play in the game. Jamon Hill gets it up the floor, trying to go back, fires up a three, and off the front of the rim, no good. Tipped around, pulled in by Grant Unruh. He tries to go over to Justin Brattle, tipped down of bounds by Kyle Corbett. Larned has the ball underneath their own basket. 30 seconds to play. Still trailing by 5. 43-38. Ellenwood with the 5-point advantage. As Wise goes into Brattle. His shot is up, left it short, no good. Pulled in by Wise. His second chance opportunity up and good. And he draws a foul. Wise has 5, and he will head to the free throw line. 25.9 seconds left to play in the game. Ellenwood with just a 3-point lead. The foul was on Cale Clausen, his second. So Josh Wise heads to the free throw line. He is just 1 of 4 so far on the night. It was the 5th team foul on Ellenwood. 43-40. Ellenwood with a 3-point lead. 26 seconds to play in the game. Brett Whalen falls off bounce, was able to retain his balance. As Josh Wise knocks in the free throw. He got 6. Timeout on the floor called by Al Troyer. It's a full timeout, so we'll take it as well. 43-41. Ellenwood up by 2. 26 seconds to play in the game. The conclusion up next here on Star 107.9.
Calling all businesses, large or small. See the experts at National Billing for your account receivable billing, financing, and management needs. Let National Billing do your customer billing, freeing your valuable time and energy to manage or grow your business. National Billing provides immediate financing of your receivables, providing the cash to pay bills or invest in your business. National Billing is the expert in billing, collecting, and management. Contact Mel Wade and the staff for a non-obligation consultation. Located at 13 North Main, Ellenwood, a proud Ellenwood Eagles supporter.
43-41. Ellenwood up by 2. 26 seconds left to play in the ball game here at Larned. And you talk about a pressure situation. There's none bigger than this right now. A lot riding on this game for both teams.
Well, you've got to get this ball inbounds first of all, and then somebody's going to be faced with the opportunity to hit an unguarded 15-foot shot for a chance to get out of here with a win. It's going to come down to a free throw. If Ellenwood can get it in, can they knock it in? They worked on pressure free throws yesterday, just with the penalty of having to run for misses. That's not simulating game, but they tried to simulate some pressure free throws just yesterday.
Teasing is Brett Whalen. Inbounding the ball does have the baseline to run if he wants to. Has Cale Clausen wide open, but nobody on the backside to go into Blakely. He is fouled, so he will head to the other end of the floor. Blakely, 1 of 2 so far on the night from the free throw line. Cale Clausen actually stuck back. He was sitting back on the right corner of the opposite side of the floor, wide open. Brett Williams trying to find somebody right in front of him, unable to see him. So the third personal foul on DeMont Hill, the 8th team foul on Kyle Blakeslee. At the line, 1 of 2 so far on the night. He's got 8 points. First shot is up and off the back iron, no good. Pulled in by Blakeslee. Spot scores. A scrum on the floor. As 8 players are on the floor, it's a jump ball. It will stay with Ellenwood. 19 seconds left to play in the game. Ellenwood still has possession of the ball on the jump ball, but now the possession arrow goes back over to Larned. We're waiting for a towel to come in, and we finally have one. We'll clean up the mess.
This truly turns into a Maylox moment for Shane Duncan. His team has struggled from the line in pressure situations, and now they've missed the front end of 2 1-and-1.
Blakeslee looks like he may have been hurt. He's heading to the locker room with a towel over his face. Possibly could have got cut in the scrum underneath the bat, at the free throw line, and I believe that's what it is. He was cut open as they were bringing out the maintenance crew here for Larned to clean up some blood. They've got the rubber gloves on, got the cleaning solution, and if Blakeslee can't get this to stop bleeding, that's a huge loss for this Ellenwood team.
Absolutely, and I'm surprised none of the coaches have gone back to the locker room to at least check things out.
I do believe I saw girls coach Bill Duncan heading to the locker room. So I believe at least there's one Ellenwood coach. It is the girls coach, but there's one Ellenwood coach in the locker room with Blakeslee trying to make sure he's